This video is just a reminder that the financial model is more than just a document in a checklist. So this video is inspired by a true story. A friend of mine called me a couple of days ago. He's working for a development company and he's a financial modeler, and he said that they had a meeting and with the team they were discussing, and he was asking about the updates, what happened to this and that, this report and that report. He was asking just questions to know and to be updated about the project. And he said that one of his colleagues was just questioning him, saying that, why are you asking question when we already sent the model to the lenders? And he said, because I want to update the model from the developer's perspective, from our perspective. And the guy was not very much interested. And the problem in the story is that, the one that was not interested to basically update the model is his supervisor. So when I heard this story, of course, we talked about it later. But when I heard this story, I really told myself, so really people, they just see the financial model as just a document in a checklist. And so that's why I thought about making this video. However, let's talk about it. Yes, that's true. The financial model is indeed a document in the lenders, in the financiers checklist. And that is very important. To be honest with you, in my career, I worked both as, from the lenders, and I worked also now from the sponsors' perspective. So I have seen both sides of the table. And I cannot tell you the number of times that the projects have been rejected or delayed just because the package was not, in a good shape when they were sent to the financiers, So the financial model was not okay, so we had to rebuild the model from scratch. So all these, cause a lot of delay in the project, in the due diligence, as well as sometimes, the project was completely rejected because when you send a package to someone, to a lender, the financial model, the project information memo, and all that, it tells, that you have expertise, within your team to kind of prepare this kind of documents. When you send something which is not in a good shape, that's an indication that you are not very serious about this investment. So of course, that's very important that it is a document in the checklist. And another thing to remember is that the financial model is also referenced in many of the documents. If you are signing a concession agreement and the tariff is coming from the financial model, that model is referenced to the concession agreement. If when you're signing the loan agreement, the term sheet with the lenders, they are referenced to the financial model and it is annexed to the term sheet. So all of this, it means that the financial model is a contractual document, okay? So it is very important for, all the negotiations and everything. However, it is also important, if you're a developer and you're basically making decision on daily basis, you can use this tool. It's a tool that you have to make for your own decision making. And that's what I say. The financial model is a decision making tool. You can use it for all your decision making processes, right? So that's why in this video, I want to answer some of the questions that I think are crucial when it comes to the financial model. So of course, I'm going to post a blog post about the same topic, and I'm going to put the link down below. And here are the questions that I want to answer today. The first question is, when should a developer start building a financial model? At which stage should you think about building a financial model if you're a developer or if you're a lender even? So it should be at the idea stage. When you have the idea in mind, when you want to do a project, when the idea comes, it's at that stage that you need to make and you need to start building the financial model. Why is that? Because you can use the financial model to also find out the project specification. For example, for a power project, whether this capacity, this design versus the other design, what is the expected return? What is the return if I use this design versus the other design? All these kind of things. What if I use a battery in a solar without a battery? What if I do this? So all this kind of technical even decision making, although you have your technical advisors who are helping you with the inputs that you get from the technical advisor, you can plug them into your financial model at the idea stage and see how the words looks like if you go from that decision to another one. So I would say that from the idea stage, from the development stage, the first idea stage, which is the first stage in the development process, you need to start thinking about a financial model. Okay, second question. When should the model be updated, or how frequent should the model be updated? That's why I always say that you need to have a financial modeler with you alongside the project due diligence. Why is that? Because whenever you receive a new project document, whenever you have a call with someone and you just receive a new information, that's when you need to update the model. You need to just plug in all the options, all the discussion that you had with different parties, and see what is the impact on your return. Just to give you an example, let's say that you have a call with the lenders, it's a lender's call, and the lenders tell you that, okay, it is not yet official, but we are thinking about, the establishment of a debt service reserve account, as just kind of a contingency for us, and we require a pre-funding of the debt service reserve account. So at that time, when you hang up the phone with the lenders, this is still not documented. There are nothing in the term sheet. However, you just got this indication from this call. So you're going to go to the financial model. If you already have the debt service reserve account, you activate it. Or if you don't have it, you model it and see the impact on your return. And you know that in the next call, in the next negotiation, what will be your answer and reaction to this request from the lenders. So that's the answer to how frequently should you update the financial model. Okay, next question. Can we have the same version of the model throughout the development stage? The answer is, I would not say the same exact version. Of course, I would say that from the first day that you start building the model, although at that time you don't have the details of your construction expenses, you don't have the details of your operating expenses, you don't know who your lenders are. However, you need to build the flexibility. For example, you don't need to build like 2 or 3 tranches of debt, but at least you put 2 tranches of debt. And so that, whenever you start negotiating with the lenders, most probably one of the lenders will have some different terms than the other one, so that you can easily plug it in. And the same thing for the operating expenses. Maybe at the beginning stage, you don't have the detail. You're going to just put an assumption all in OPEX. However, as you progress, you're going to get, contracts, and you're going to have indication, benchmarking. So you can have the details. So you're going to put the details, you're going to put some spare items in your operating and in your capital expenditure, so that you can update it easily later when you have more information. So from day one, you provide flexibility in your financial model. However, as you progress, you might need to do some updates, you might need to do some restructuring of the financial model. That is unavoidable. However, from day one, you better have a well-designed and well-structured financial model with flexible and transparency, all the standards that we all know. So once you have that, then it will be easier to update and maintain the financial model going forward. Okay, next question and the last question is, can the same model be used for different stakeholders? Of course, and that is really recommended, and that's why I have this blog post as well and methodology, which I call one model approach. It's very simple tools and techniques that you can use so that you can have one single model, one single framework, and then create different versions of the same model so that you can just use the same model across all the stakeholders that are involved in a project. And I have a full video about it and a blog post that I will put the link if you're interested to go and check it out. Okay, so that was it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you have more questions that you want to ask, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. And if you're interested in this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. If you want to learn how to build better financial models, check out my online course on financial model spreadsheet design at courses.phoenixmode.com.